A View from the Bridge, a two-act play set in the 1950s, will be performed at the Arden Theatre next week. It is set in the docks of New York and Red Hook, the slum facing the bay on the seaward side of Brooklyn Bridge. I'm delighted that today director Des Crilly and actress Theresa Burns, who plays Beatrice, have taken the time to speak to Radio Faversham. Thanks, both of you. So Des, let's get straight to it. What is it about A View from the Bridge which made you want to direct it?
Hi, thank you. Well, there are two reasons, I think. Firstly, it is personally one of the greatest plays I've ever seen. It's one that most excited me, actually, in my whole life. It's that good. But also, the themes are so meaningful and relevant to us today, you know. I mean, what's really special about this play, I think, is that it's a thriller. So it's full of suspense, and that suspense ticks off from the very first scene right the way through to the last scene. And basically, it's about a man called Eddie who works on the docks, who struggles, as a good man that he is, to stay good in the face of the demons that he has about his life and about the people around him. And we witness his journey throughout the play to the challenges that he faces with the people that surround him. And the great thing about it is that it's a family-oriented play. It's built around a family and the dynamics within the family. And it's very interesting to see that progress as the play moves forward. And it's quite a tight play, short play, doesn't last very long. So you're on the edge of your seats most of the time. And it's funny, because as families are, they're funny.
Which is good to hear, because thrillers need humour. Theresa, so what is it about the play which made you want to be in it?
Well, it's like for an actor, you have to have a really brilliant script, and Miller's up there with the classics. It's like you want to do a Shakespeare or a Chekhov, and I'd seen this play, and I've seen a couple of other Miller plays, and I absolutely love them. And I thought, oh, time to dust off the cobwebs around the American accent as well. So it was a challenge, and I knew it'd be emotionally a challenge, and it has been, yeah.
So the play is set in the 1950s in America, but you believe it's actually relevant today in today's society, Theresa. Tell me why.
I think it is. It's got the boy meets girl scenario where the uncle despises the said romantic of his niece, the romance. And then there are the two migrants who cross, and the mention of perils of the danger of the sea at the beginning. And it's kind of like we live right near the English Channel, and we know that people come over in a dinghy to try and get work. And the two migrants actually are desperate to get work because they're starving. We've got starving children back home. And that's why men risk their lives to go abroad to get work, you know, and it's as relevant today as it was then. You have all the other psychological human behavior aspects like jealousy, love, hate, failure, weaknesses, strengths of a human person, I suppose. And it's got all those ingredients and more, if you like.
Sounds like an absolute treat for your audiences. And Des, I presume you agree with Theresa, but do you feel there are any other relevances to today's society?
I do entirely agree with that. It's just a couple of things I'd throw in, really. In the days that we live at this present time, I think it also looks at the whole issue of decency and honour and truth. How important are those things in our lives presently as the world changes in the different directions that it's going? So it gets really to the heart of what that is and where it comes from. It comes from our family and from our friends, and it grows from there, or it doesn't.
Okay, interesting. So family values throughout and society morale.
Yes.
Great. So you've said it's a thriller, Des, but what other genres of play does The Bridge really get into?
Well, I mean, it's classically called a tragedy. It's called a tragedy because the key character, the main character, seems to be driven and follows a path that leads to all sorts of possibilities. I'm not going to spoil it for the audience. what happens, and I'm not going to tell them the ending. I will tell you this, though. I remember being at a production in London, and the play ended. I took a friend with me who didn't like plays very much. It ended, and he sat still in his chair at the end when it finished. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, I can't move. I'm amazed by what's just happened." And that's the kind of effect it can have on you, watching a great tragedy unfold, because we identify with the key characters. We could see ourselves going down similar paths.
Yes, that is a moment, isn't it, when a member of the audience just sits and waits. So, Theresa, as a member of the cast, what do you hope to convey to the audience?
I hope that they go away entertained by a very thrilling piece of drama. It's dramatic, it's thought-provoking, it's emotional, and I hope that the audience get in touch with their emotions through it. Yeah, and I just think it will be 2 hours of compelling drama for them, hopefully. I think it is anyway. Every time when I sit down and watch others in the cast, I feel it's very compelling.
And just
I might be biased.
I think you deserve to be biased. That's okay.
Yeah.
And I hope that your audiences do agree with you. And in a nutshell, as the director does, what do you intend your audience will go away and will they be entertained?
Oh, I think they'll be entertained. Absolutely. It just grabs you from the get-go, this play. Absolutely, it does. I'm not just saying that because I'm directing it. It's there. It's powerful. You will be stunned by it, and it will grab you. It will excite you. You'll laugh. You might even cry. You might even be frightened. We'll see.
Sounds like all the ingredients for a great show. Theresa, just very relevant to today's society, you felt that the play was almost a rite of passage for teenager Catherine. Can you briefly elaborate on this, please?
Yeah, I think we see her growing up and at first she's guided by her uncle and his decision making, and then she grows up and finally makes her own choices through a very powerful scene with her aunt who kind of really sternly advises her to start thinking for herself. And she starts choosing fashion. And I think every teenager has that dilemma of what they want to wear versus what their parents think they should wear, so that comes up as well. And then obviously she meets and wants to marry the first person she falls in love with. And I think that's typical of a 17-year-old. Certainly the first time you fall in love, and that, it's intense, it's obsessional, and I think it's a really good play for teenagers to understand themselves.
Good. And so, Des, can you just elaborate more on the fact that you said that love is at the core of the story? Theresa has just spoken of teenage love. Is there other love that is displayed that we should know about?
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got paternal love, you've got maternal love, and the love of the brothers coming over from Italy, romantic love. But it's not just about love; it's about connection, and how we as human beings connect with one another, and what love means when we engage in it with other people. In the very positive side of it, that it changes us for the better, and we become better people as a result. Or it might disturb us in some kind of way. And I won't elaborate much more on that.
No more spoilers. So there you have it, a brief reflection of A View from the Bridge, written by Arthur Miller, due to be performed by the Arden Theatre Group at Faversham's Arden Theatre on the 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th of February. Go to www.ardentheatre.org.uk to book your tickets. And to conclude, Des, please tell us why we should come and see this play next week.
Because you'll regret it if you don't. You really.
I like it. Okay.
It's a great play.
And Theresa, do you have a last word on this subject?
It's entertaining, dramatic. It gets to the heart of human relations, sexuality, marital, kind of explores emotions in marriage, all sorts of human psychology. It's really great. And it's got all the ingredients of a very good cast. I biased again, a very good director, and a brilliant script. So there you have it. And there's, you know, some fight scenes, some kissing, and all sort of, you know, kind of different dramatic scenes that I think will be thrilling to watch.
So everything that an audience would hope to get from a play, they're going to get it from A View from the Bridge.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, you've heard it here first. Go to the ardentheatre.org.uk to book your tickets. The Thursday and Friday nights are selling fast, but Wednesday, the opening night, is looking good for tickets at the moment. Thank you very much, Des. Thank you very much, Theresa. Good luck for next week.
Thank you.